Episode 368, Claude Agents, Rent or Build?
The primitive forms of artificial intelligence we already have proved very useful.
AI is a golden opportunity.
How do we ensure that this technology is regulated?
The long arc of technological history is now in an extraordinary new phase.
The AI 6 podcast with Joanne Sweeney.
With Claude's agents now launched, it got me thinking about whether we should be building our own agents or renting them from the big AI companies. Hello, and you're very welcome back to AI 6 minutes, one topic, and the long listen on a Saturday when we speak to somebody in more depth about how they are leveraging artificial intelligence. You're all very welcome back. Anthropic has launched Claude Managed Agents, a new cloud service that lets companies run AI agents on Anthropic's infrastructure instead of building their own. Early adopters include Notion, Asana, Rakuten and Sentry say they have cut agent development time from months to weeks and in some cases days. Claude Managed Agents went live in public beta in early April. And just to remind you, an AI agent is a piece of software that uses a model like Claude to carry out multi-step work, reading documents, running code, browsing the web, executing tasks on your behalf, and all at the same time. Until now, if a company wanted to build one, their engineers had to build all the supporting machinery themselves or use a tool like N8N that I have spoken about on this podcast before. And so building agents isn't straightforward if you're not a techie or if you haven't become self-taught. But now we see Claude introducing this functionality into their enterprise models. And for lovers of Claude, and I certainly am one of those, this is very tempting. Notion has integrated it into Notion custom agents so teams can delegate coding and document work. Rakuten has built specialist agents for sales, marketing, product and finance, each one deployed within a week. Asana has used it to build what it calls AI teammates, and Sentry built a debugging agent that finds a bug, writes the patch, and opens a pull request. Their integration shipped in weeks instead of months. Perhaps one of the most striking cases is VibeCode, a mobile app platform. On Anthropic's own customer page, VibeCode report that the average cost of building an app on their platform dropped from $50,000 to around $100, with timelines compressed from months to under an hour. So that's one company's experience with its own workflow. But it shows how dramatically the economics shift when the infrastructure layer is handed to you. On pricing, Managed Agents uses standard Claude token rates plus 8 cents per session hour while the agent is actively running. It's cheap to experiment with and potentially expensive at scale, depending on how long your agents run and how many you have running at once. For the past 2 years, the conversation about AI agents has been dominated by the question, can we build one? The answer usually required an IT, a tech, or an AI dev team with months of work and a lot of investment to get it right. But of course, Anthropic has now changed that. The question now is whether you should build one from scratch or rent the infrastructure and focus on what the agent actually does for your business. And this changes the economics for small teams, non-technical organizations, and solopreneurs. Of course, managed agents are purpose-built for Claude. You cannot swap in another model. Your session data is stored in Anthropic's infrastructure. For organizations with strict data sovereignty rules, multi-cloud requirements, or public sector compliance obligations, maybe it won't be your first choice, but it's certainly something to consider and absolutely something to experiment with. That's it for today's show. If you're ready to turn these insights into skills, here's how I can help. Get your copy of my book, AI Playbook, on Amazon. It's the perfect companion to the show. For weekly AI strategy, subscribe to my newsletter, Human in the Loop, on LinkedIn. Or if you want to take the next big step, you can take our CPD accredited professional diploma in AI. Maybe you need something more tailored for your organization. You can book a call in my calendar at digitaltraining.ie Or if you work in government or public sector, go over to publicsectormarketingpros.com. If you found this episode useful, please share it with a pro that you know. And I'd love to read your comments on Spotify. And if you can, take a second to like, rate or subscribe wherever you listen. It really helps the show. This is AI6. I'll talk to you on the next episode.